In this lesson, I'm going to go through intersection and face curves. Open up the file from your Chapter 3 Working Files folder called Intersection and Face Curves. There's another file with a very similar name, Intersection Curves and Face Curves, but I want the one that gives you the preview of the gray surfaces. We've talked about both of these types of curves, and we've talked about the fact that they're not really curve features. They're really sketch splines. But let's go through what these two functions actually do. I use both of these as reference geometry quite frequently. First, the face curves. I need to customize my display to put these on. So let's go to Tools, Customize, Commands, Sketch, and let's pull the intersection curve and the face curve both onto my surfaces toolbar. You can put them somewhere else if you have a convenient spot. Face curves allows you to see the underlying structure of the SOLIDWORKS surface. So if I select this surface with the face curves tool, it allows me to show a mesh on the surface that is actually the underlying NURBS mesh. All surfaces that are created by modern CAD systems are trying to be a four-sided surface that's created by a two-directional mesh, which you can see laid out here in pink and blue. You can also use the position vertex option to just create a pair of lines. And while face curves aren't useful for everything, they can be used to help you get curves that are directly on the surface. If I switch back to the mesh and then click on the OK button, SOLIDWORKS is going to create a separate 3D sketch for each spline that's shown as part of the mesh. This gives you the flexibility to do a lot of different things, but it also creates a bit of a mess in your feature manager. It might be a good idea to select the first one, shift select the last one. With all of these selected, hide them all at once, or delete them all at once. So the face curves will not serve every need, but they're usually used in niche situations. A tool that's used much more frequently, however, is the intersection curve. And the intersection curve can be used in two separate ways. Let's click on it to start creating an intersection curve. If you start the intersection curve while you do not have a sketch open, then it will open a 3D sketch for you, and it will find the intersection between 3D items, such as between this extruded surface and the lofted surface. You can also find the intersection between a plane and a complex surface. This is mostly what I use it for. Let's exit out of the intersection curve tool and turn off the 3D sketch. I'm going to open up a sketch on the front plane. From here, I'll select the wavy surface and click on the intersection tool. This is the fastest way to use it. So I'm in a 2D sketch already on a plane that intersects an existing surface. Let me do that again. I'll click on this surface this time and then click on the intersection curve. Notice that that time it created a series of vertical lines, but they're all on the sketch plane as I'm in a 2D sketch. If you click on the tool first and then the surface, then you're going to have to click on the green check to invoke it. The way I was doing it here, let's just select everything to get rid of it, clear the display, is pre-select an item and then click on the tool, and the interface never shows up. Control Z to undo that. I can even control select multiple items and then click on the intersection tool, and it will give me a result based on multiple items. So intersection tool is very useful when you're working inside a plastic part and you need to put a rib up against the side. You would find where the sketch plane intersects the inside faces, and then maybe you would take those edges and convert them into construction geometry. That's a common way for the intersection curve to be used. Very frequently, when you have a highly 3D part, you'll want to know where your current sketch plane is relative to the existing faces of the model.